chest was open again.
Yeah.
That fact is a strong relief fact.
Yeah.
Which
one?
We heard about the first part.
First one, yeah.
But we never heard about that part.
The one when he was in childhood?
Childhood we know it.
Yeah, and the second one in the time of Isra and Miraj, there is also again, sorry, can I just take a second one? To the best of my knowledge, it is also an accepted fact. It is a strong evidence that his chest was cut open, his heart was removed, was cleansed with ma zamzam water. And
is it possible to give me a reference of any Seerah al-Nabi book?
Not offhand right now, but inshallah I'll make an effort. Not offhand right now, but like I said, to the best of my knowledge, I'm pretty confident in saying that at least the second one also is very strong in evidence with regards to that. I can't give you something offhand, inshallah, but maybe be a brother Hussein, inshallah, will, inshallah. And I appreciate your question, inshallah.
Yes, assalamu alaikum. Inshallah, I think if anybody has a question, so Sheikh is here, he can answer that. But I want to make one more announcement for the next program. Inshallah, on February 8th, Saturday, we will have a family night. And this time we invited Al-Maghrib Institute team. And as you know, most of us actually in America, when we see this institute established, actually, it brought a lot of great knowledge and wisdom to our students here in America, and the scholars from that institute, so the PhDs from Medina University, and they bring us to the correct and accurate knowledge what we're supposed to access in terms of acquiring knowledge. So inshallah, we will bring them here and they will introduce us, their syllabus and how you can participate in that. Over 50,000 students already they participated in that program, and many of them has graduated right now. So they have establishment in Canada, UK, United States, Malaysia, and all various parts of the world. So I think that the student will get more opportunity to know about that. You can have your degree in the Islamic courses, studies. At the same time, you can have a bachelor here, and so that will give you the opportunity to know more about the institute, inshallah, February 8th. And if you convey to others, they can participate in that program also, inshallah. Okay. Sheikh want to conclude the dua, and then if anybody has a question, we can go for it.
Inshallah, if anyone has any questions, you're more than welcome, inshallah. To the best of my ability, inshallah.
What about Milad? People do it.
Like I said, there's no specific direction that one should not do it. So like I said, the best is to abstain from it. But again, if someone does it, we should, at least my opinion, we shouldn't judge that person. You know, many times people go out to the extent to say that it is haram, etc. I don't want to say it is haram, but I know to the best of, again, the knowledge that I have, the information I have, there's no specific direction that one should do that. There's no direction that we should do it. So the better option would be to abstain. If someone does it, I'm not going to say haram, I'm not going to say halal, but I would definitely myself personally abstain from such activity. But if someone does it, then it's between them and Allah. And again, the person may have the best of intentions. We don't doubt the intentions. The person has love for Rasulullah, they doing with good intentions. For Allah, I personally abstain from that.
How you feel, how you express your love, what they do not, which has...
That's why I said again, they have good intentions, some good things happen. Alhamdulillah, they have some good things. They have, like I said, some very good things happen, some very nice words, excellent, the wording, the excellent. But again, the concept of celebrating a birthday per se, there's no direction in Islam. Even in general in life, that people ask, a birthday is halal, or a birthday is, can you celebrate birthdays? Can you? The question, there's no specific direction. But if there's no direction and we don't want to imitate, the other nation, it's best to abstain from that. So again, in a milad, they do have some, nice nasheeds and nazams where they say, beautiful words about the praises of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Rasulullah. But again, there's no direction in hadith that we should do it, or should not do it either way.
The sisters have questions about would you please talk about the rights and responsibility of husband, for example?
Okay. There's a question here that sister say, would you please speak about the responsibilities of a husband to the example of Rasulullah? And indeed, that is, like I say, a topic on its own. But the best example you can get from the words of Rasulullah, that the one hadith over and over we hear again, and I've mentioned many a time, that Rasulullah says the best individual amongst you is the one who is good to his wives, good to his womenfolk. And then he said that I am the one who is the best to my womenfolk. And when he says this, he does not say, he says that I'm not saying just to boast or to show off, but rather to give you an understanding of how we should be treating our wives. And another hadith, Rasulullah once, one Sahaba asked Rasulullah, give me some advice, give me some nasiha. So he says, I give you two pieces of nasiha. The one is, have good character, have the best of character, and the second one is have the best of relationship or character towards your wife. One is have your best character, and the second one is have best character or relationship towards your wife. And in doing so, inshallah, Rasulullah mentioned that Jannah is guaranteed for you. So the question arises that why would Rasulullah say that have good character and then have a good relationship or good character with one's wife? Because if you say have good character, good characteristics, behavior with everyone, then that's already included. But the reason Rasulullah mentions this, he said that generally when someone is out of the house, they may have very pure, sublime, very excellent character, very well behaved, very smiling all the time, very nice individual. But when they're in the house, they're a completely different person. They're not fulfilling the rights of their wife. They are abusive towards the wife, verbal abuse. Because you're living with them, taking them for granted, we may not treat them as well as we treat the people outside. So Rasulullah says have the best of character and have the best of character towards your wife, and in doing so there'll be a guarantee of Jannah for you. So with regard to responsibilities, and again, we don't want to mix culture with the Islamic belief, but what I understand is that we have sad to say that we have taken this cultural perspective that our wives are our workers, they are our servants, it's free labor. No, our wives are our partners, they are equal partners in marriage, and we should treat them how Rasulullah has treated his wives. Rasulullah did household chores, he took care of his children, he took care of cooking, he took care of cleaning. So the menial jobs in the house is not the responsibility of our wife. In fact, to the extent that there's no book or no book of hadith or book of fiqh will even tell you that it is the responsibility of your wife to cook for you. Just to understand this. But to clarify that it is an act of kindness. If your wife truly loves you, it's an act of kindness and an act of an act of love that she will serve you and do for you. And it is vice versa. There's no specific guidance that no, your wife has to cook for you, or she does not have to cook for you, or does not say that the husband cannot cook for one's wife. It's a mutual relationship. And again, the best example is Rasulullah. Rasulullah did the menial jobs in his house, took care of his family and children. But sad to say, we are stuck in our cultural perspective where we think that it is the job. No, it is not the job, not the responsibility. But again, an act of kindness. It is a great favor they do to us. And if they truly love us, inshallah, they will do it. But again, it's a give and take situation. And with regards to many a time, I'm involved in situations where people come and they mention physical abuse, etc. between spouses. The Rasul has specifically mentioned if one strikes their wife and beats their wife, that is an act, that is an uncivilized act, that is a barbaric act to do. It is uncivilized of an individual to strike his wife. In the Quran, there are certain verses we give reference towards this, but we look at if there's a verse of the Quran that says, the verse is Fadribuhun, that you can strike one's spouse, but then we look at the life of Rasulullah, if there's tadad, if there's conflict, we will look at the Quranic ayat, we will look at the life of Rasulullah, and the life of Rasulullah never once did he strike his wife, never once did he raise his voice to any of his household individuals, and furthermore he said that to strike one's spouse physically is an uncivilized act, it's a barbaric act, so we need to keep this in mind. So again, when it comes to rights, like I said, it's a mutual relationship, it's a relationship of give and take, and inshallah the best role model again is Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. We hope inshallah Allah can bring those qualities alive in both husband and wife, inshallah. I hope that answers the question, inshallah.
Wife is good, that's why we gave them blessing, let them cook.
So, alhamdulillah, I know that is true. Generally one brother mentioned the wives cook good, so alhamdulillah we can. So then alhamdulillah, but then again you get
blessing,
alhamdulillah, but then again you do get husbands that cook actually pretty good also, alhamdulillah. So again, it's a give and take.
Sheikh, one more question from sister. So was Halima a Muslima?
Again, my guess would be should be Hanif. Initially Hanif a Muslim, she does become Muslim. She does take Shahada. Halima Saadia is definitely. Halima Saadia was definitely a Muslim. She also takes Shahada as well as his Radai brother and sister that he grew up with.
Yes,
Saad has a question. Go ahead.
Okay, about friends.
What about?
Like,
Yeah.
like, how are the friends' relationship?